All right. Thank you everybody for attending today. This is our third webinar going over eForms. Today we're going to be covering delivering templates through the eForms application. Right now I'm in the eForms application, and just to recap the last session we had, we went over adding templates in the application. So when you're first logged into eForms, you can see I'm sitting under templates right now. When you add a template in, there's two options. You can create one with no integration, or you can add a template and you can integrate it with AlarmBiller, and you can pick a specific data type that it's integrated with. So there's two sections that you can send templates from. Actually, there's three sections. You can send it directly from eForms in the templates or the home screen, or you can also send a template through the AlarmBiller application. Now, the way that you can send the template through the AlarmBiller application is only if you have an integration set up for that specific template and you have the specific data type set up as well. So the first way is sending the template directly through eForms. So if you're sending the template directly through eForms, you'll just select Send Template. You're going to put in a specific name for this template, and then you're going to pick your template type. Now, when you click on the drop-down, you're going to see there's a couple different sections here. One is none. Okay, so that means there's no integration set up for this specific template, and there's no data type selected. So the only one that we have that doesn't have an integration is going to be this 3-day cancellation notice. So if I pick that, you'll see I can just quickly click Save, and it will take me to the next step. Now, if I did have a template in here and I want to say Send Template, and it did have an integration and it was integrated with a specific area of the application, it would be a little bit different. So I'm going to click on the drop down and you'll see Proposal, and then I have Site, Level Data Types, and then System. Now, if I pick on one of these that has it's integrated at the proposal level, you'll see once I click on that, I have to select the proposal for this to pick from. So now I have, this is all of my proposals that are listed in the AlarmBiller application. So if I pick one real quick and I just go into Just and Prospect and click Save, this will bring me into the next area of the application and the next step. Now, since this was integrated, you'll see at the top here, I have this proposal and this customer. So since I picked that template that had an integration with AlarmBiller and had the data type proposal, it automatically integrated it to that customer. So if I actually clicked on this proposal and clicked on the eForms tab, I would see that I would see this eForm directly in the AlarmBiller application. Okay, so I'm going to actually jump back into AlarmBiller, and then before I go into how to send these forms, and I'm going to show you the different areas in the application. So if I pull up a customer in the application right now, I'm actually just going to pull up Justin the Badges prospect. You'll see that under Utilities, so I'm at the customer level right now. If I go under Utilities, here's the eForms tab. Now, if I wanted to access, I can see here's the open eForm that we have. And if I wanted to access any of the eForms at the customer level and clicked on the Add eForm, I could actually access and send them directly through here. Now, you'll see that the only eForm I have access to since I'm at the customer level is this one that has none. That means when I created my templates, I don't have any eForm templates that are integrated with AlarmBiller that have a data type of customer. Now, if we drill down to our site, you can see there's an eForms tab at the site level as well. So if I click the same thing, I click on eForms, I click Add eForms, only the templates that have a site level integration, customer level data type, or have none are going to be available at the site level. There's also a tab if I drill down, and I don't have any systems for this customer, but if I went to the system level, and the same thing for the system level. Now, I'm going to jump back to this customer And the last place that you'll see that an available eForms tab will be available will be at the proposal level. So if you create a proposal for this specific customer and you drill down into the, for this prospect and you drill down into the proposal, you'll see that the eForms tab will be available at the proposal level as well. Now, since it's at the proposal data type, I can access all of the eForms in the system. Okay, so it's very important when you're creating your eForms and you're creating those templates that you pick, if you do pick integration and you pick the data type, that you know where the form is going to show up if you're sending those directly through the AlarmBiller application. Now, since I already have this eForm was already created, I'm going to click on this number right now. And this is going to bring me to this sending process. Now, I could also go to my home page, and this brought me back to eForms. But if I go into my home page in eForms, I can see here are all of my forms listed in here. Okay, and it also says, was this sent yet? So no, this agreement wasn't sent. This 3-day cancellation wasn't sent, but this agreement was sent. Okay, and if it wasn't sent, that means that I have some work that needs to be done before I'm able to send this out. So I'm just going to click on this this form right here, and on the top left, if I just wanted to drill into this proposal, I could click this button, and this would open up AlarmBiller and take me directly through the proposal. Now, stages. Stages are basically workflow. So maybe before I send this out, I want to send this to a manager, and I want them to approve this before it's sent to the customer. So I can click Add Stage. Now, see how it automatically created stage 1 and this set this to stage 2. And if I X out on that, this will turn to stage 1. So you can create as many stages as you want in the application, and you can create a stage before, and then I could also have a stage after. So maybe stage 1, I want to send it to a manager to approve. After this stage is completed, signed off by the manager, it'll automatically trigger and send out stage 2, which will be sending that agreement to the customer. Maybe stage 3, I want it to send to an individual in our staff automatically. So I can have a stage 3. So the stage will not trigger until the previous stage is completed by the recipient. Okay, so I don't need that stage, and I'm going to delete this one. Now, when I went to send this template, and I'll go back really quick. When I went to send this template, as I covered, I picked this proposal, and I picked this template, and I had to pick a proposal. When I did that, what the application did is it automatically put in the recipient or the contact for that specific proposal. So I didn't have to manually type that in. It automatically put it in, and then it automatically linked it to the customer and the proposal. Okay. Now, in the stage, if I want to customize the body of the email, I can. So I can come into here, and maybe I just want to put Justin. So this is really nice because you can customize the body of the email and the message, the email template that you're going to be sending to this specific recipient. Now, also within each stage, at the bottom here, you have recipients. If I need to add a recipient on here, I can add a recipient as well. So maybe I want Justin and his wife, Erica, to receive this too, and maybe they both can have access to filling out fields for this specific template. Okay. Now, so this is stages. Now, if we come to the top right here, we have details. Details is the name and description are primarily going to be used for you internally. Now, just beware that when the subject line of the email will automatically pull your description in. So if you want to customize this for your for the email that's being sent out, you can customize this as well. So that's going to be the custom subject line. Here's the body of the email. And you can also put in an expired on date. If you put in an expired on date, so let's just say it hits 10/21, what will happen is the form, when it's sent to the customer, they won't be able to access that form anymore, and they'll get a notice that they need to contact you because the form expired. So if a form expires, you can always go into the form and change this date to make it active, but just know that's what this will do. It'll actually inactivate the form on or past this date that you enter in here. Forms. Now the form, that template that we picked was automatically populated. If I needed to add an additional form, I could always add a form to this this email that's going to be sent out to the customer. So if I wanted to add a cover letter, or if I add any other additional forms, I could do that. You can see right here we have 3 assigned. Basically what happened is I created 3 fields in this template that need to be assigned to a specific recipient. So if I click on this, this will open up this form for me, and you can see in this form I have a couple form data fields. So these check boxes I want to make available for the recipient. Now on the top left here, these are going to be all your recipients. So if you added 4 recipients, they would all be listed here. Now I need to assign a recipient to give them access to specific fields. So I want to let Justin, he's going to be able to click on this sensor and any of these optional services. He's also going to be able to have access to sign right here. So I want to assign the signature field to Justin. Okay, so if you have multiple recipients, you can also assign multiple recipients to one field that you have listed. Now for my contract term, I made this so the sender had to fill this out, and you can see all of the fields. If you come to the right here, all the form data fields that are required for the sender to fill out are going to be listed here. So I already picked that, and then I can't send this form yet because I still have one field that I made required that the sender needs to fill out, and that's this drop down method right here. So I had to create a drop down, and then this will have the information for that specific drop down. Now it'll say done once all of the required form data fields are filled out, and then all of your required fields that need to be assigned to a recipient are assigned properly. After I do that, I click save, click close, and you can see everything is assigned now. And now I can just click send. This send button will be grayed out until all of these, if you have multiple forms, all of this says assigned. Okay, so now I'm going to click send. And this is going to send an email to this email address for the recipient to electronically fill this out. Now, if I'm on site with a customer and I want to send it to the email address, but I just want to access it on my device, what you can do is you can click sign now, and that will open up this form electronically. Okay, and so I can click accept, and then here's my form. I can fill this out electronically with the customer right there. They can pick their drop down, and then they can sign that electronically. Now, if the email is sent to the customer, here's what that email would look like. It would have the custom, and this was another one I sent earlier, but it has the custom body of the email. The customer can click review document. I'm going to pull that up. It's over here. I just don't have my geolocation turned on. That's the reason I'm getting that error. Not going to affect anything. Click accept, and then the customer through their phone or whatever device can access this specific form. And when they're filling it out, they can put in all the information. They can sign it electronically, put in the date, and after they do, they'll be able to click this accept button. Now, after they click accept, what will happen is an automatic email, the completed document will be emailed to the recipient as a PDF, and also the sender will get an automatic email as an attachment of the PDF from this signed document and let them know that this was signed and completed. Okay, and so we're jumping back. I'm just going to have this one signed as well. So you can use your finger, or if they use font, there's a couple different styles that they can sign with. And then click sign, accept. And if we jump back into the application and we click refresh, you're going to see that this was completed. Now, if this had another stage set up, since this stage was complete, it was signed by the customer, it would automatically trigger the next stage and send that out. Now, in the eForms application, if I want to click download and I want to look at the signed document, or if I want to look at the signing certificate, I can. All I have to do is click download. Here's that signed agreement. Put the IP address, name, date, signature, and then the signing certificate has the GPS coordinates, IP address, when it was signed, and then all the signatures. So if there's multiple signatures or initial boxes, those would be listed here. And then if you go back to the, if I click on this customer, and I go into utilities, you'll see that that eForm that is right here. And then I want to download, I didn't have it checked off, but it would also automatically save it as a document to the customer's profile. And you could always click this button right in the eForm if you want to see the signed agreement too. And then here's your proposal that was turned automatically to the accepted. Now, I'm going to jump back into eForms. You can see is in the home screen in eForms, it automatically turned these to the agreements to the completed forms. So all your completed forms are listed here. If you want to download these, you can click on the download button right here. But those are automatically going to push to the documents if you have it set up in your setup to automatically push. Now, in your setup, under preferences is where that's going to be decided. So if you select push document, this will automatically make it that when completed form is done, if it has the integration set up, it will automatically save it to the customer's profile under the documents. Okay. Now, jumping into this form did not have an integration type set up, so it'd be the same process. You can add your recipients in manually. You can add those in, click Save Changes. Okay, and then you can also, one thing that we didn't cover with our forms, if you want to download this form and you want to see the PDF of what this will look like before it's sent out, you can always click download PDF and you shouldn't get that error message. That's why I have the invalid email address. But you'll be able to preview and click the download. So before you send it out, you can see exactly what that form will look like before sending. Okay. Now I want to jump back to the template screen again, and we're going to go into templates and we're going to go into packages. So sending a package is a little bit different than sending a template. So to create a package, all you have to do is click add package. You're going to name the package, pick the integration type just as you did with your templates, and then you're going to click update. Now, after you do that, you can add the forms to the package. So you have your package that was set up, and then you can click add form package, add forms to package, and then you can pick as many forms as you want to add to this specific package. If you have a cover letter, and then maybe you have this proposal, you can add these to that package, and then if you want to rename it, you can rename it. This is residential and then you have your residential proposal package. Now, if you want to send a package, you can send it directly as a template, and you'll see you have these two forms. So this will let you know that they're a package if you're sending through as a regular template. And you can see here's that package right there. Or if you're in packages, you can click send package, which you probably won't do. You'll probably just be in templates or be directly in AlarmBiller. So I can pick that package. I can pick the proposal I'm sending it for. And then what it will do is it'll actually bring in both forms. And so when this is sent out to the customer, it's going to have the cover letter and it's going to have this residential proposal. And so since this was integrated, you'll see the contact automatically pulled in. And then I'll just show you really quick if I added another recipient, what that would look like. I'm going to click Save Changes. See, now we have two recipients here. And so I'm going to assign just Erica to sign, but I want to assign to these fields. And I also want to give the ability for Justin to have access to sign these fields as well. Okay, so that's sending templates. Really quick, we'll just jump back into AlarmBiller, and I want to just very briefly just go over creating a new proposal. I'm going to be covering this next week, but if you generate a new proposal in the system, I think we had a couple people who were confused by this, and you create a proposal. So I'll do a quick one here. And then we want to add our parts. Click add parts. And then I want to click save. If I want to send this custom proposal as an eForm, I'll need to click on the eForms tab. I'll have to pick the template that I want to use. And then I'll have to click save. So just because you go up here and you click on this button and you click override template and you pick that specific template does not mean if I click on this and then I click send email, it's not going to send it as an eForm. It's going to send it as a PDF attachment. Now, if I click print, it's just going to print the PDF. The only way to send it as an electronic form is if I click on the eForms tab, click add eForm, and then I pick that specific template that I want to send out and click save. And then it will open up the screen and you'll be able to go through the process. Now, when we do send this out, we click close and we send this out. If we jump back into the proposal, it will change it to pending, and I can't edit this because it has an eForm pending. Now, if I click copy, that's a whole another webinar that we could go over, but you'll see when I have a eForm pending at a specific level in the application, and I click on this eForms tab, it'll give me a number and it will show me the eForm that I have open listed there.